Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I got the braces in, so I couldn't do the S as hard as I would like to. But anyway, today we continue the artist series right here, BusyWorksBeats.com/BeatMagic. Today we're going to focus on Travis Scott. You will get these project files, so thumbs up the video if you like that concept and you want more project files and more artist series tutorials. And let's continue today. So today we're going to focus on Travis Scott. Let's open up Nexus. All right, so now you have Nexus, we need a vibe. So let's go to the skins and let's pull up, what would Travis Scott pull up? There's one in here called, I always forget the name. Here it is, C64. It looks kind of deserty, right? Okay, so let's go to the library. And I'm gonna try and stick with the factory stuff, but we may go into other genres. So let's go to Plucked and other, what do you call it, libraries. Yeah, I'm looking for like a guitar. So here's a quick way. Let's right click and search, and I'm going to type in GT for guitar. And if you want to know where the sound came from, right click and go to the original, and it will show you which library. So this is in the Hollywood 2 Core library. I don't like that guitar, but let's go back, or for this style, I mean. So let's type in guitar again. And you can always go scroll down to go to your old searches so you don't have to redo it again. And you can right click and delete the search so you don't have to have 80,000 searches in here. Anyway, so let's pick a guitar that we like. This might work. All right, let's go to a higher BPM, like 160, 150, somewhere around there, 170. And let's play, whoops, let's go to pattern mode. So we're gonna play it fast now, but we could slow it down with halftime if we have to. And what a lot of people don't do is add rests or like gaps in their melodies. They just throw all these notes together. And let's see, let's try this. Let's copy this over and pull it up a half step. Actually, let's just pull up that root note up one half step, not the rest, because it goes into a different key. And let's add more quickness towards the end. I'll show you how to make this sound more exciting. One thing you could try for your guitar patch is just drag out the notes a little bit. But in this case, we don't need long notes because it's a ukulele. It doesn't have a long drawn out sound. Okay, so let's blend this in. Let's start kind of adding effects. Let's go to our mixer. Let's go to halftime. If you don't see your number on the left side of your plugin, hit Alt-M to hide or reveal that number. Okay, so I'm sending this to the mixer, slot 1. And now we'll have that slow down effect. You can pull down your mix level to blend the two. I like the slow down effect, slow down melody. Now you can let this go for 2 bars. Let's do 4 bars. That's a little too slow, so I like it on the 1 bar. Let's add that to the song mode, and let's drag pattern 2. Now let's make this even more exciting. Let's add a plugin called Tremolator. It adds like a tremolo effect for guitar. Now I'm going to go through presets just to, oops. Just to save time here. Let's add the EQ before halftime because halftime exaggerates the low frequency. And we need a reverb, so let's add Fruity Reverb 2. And you want a long decay time, cut out your lows. Pull down the wet level. Add a little pre-delay. Let's add some highs back. Let's increase the size of the room. just tuck it down so it doesn't overkill the sound. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can add in like so again, remember it's listening like every half, and then it doesn't listen, then it listens, and it doesn't listen. So that's why I'm adding this in. I don't want this to be so on the grid because it sounds like forced. So let's hit Alt, left click, and drag it to the right a little bit. And here's the trick, pull your reverb before halftime. Only thing is, I don't like it before the tremolator, so let's do, I don't like the reverb being washed like that. I'm trying to think of a way we could do it before halftime, but maybe put tremolator before the reverb. There we go. Now you can feel it. If you want the Travis Scott effect, add Fruity Delay 3. Turn your dry level all the way down, turn your feedback down, and turn your delay time down, and turn your time modulation up. And let's say you want a little more movement, go to Gross Beat and go to your time slot. And what we're gonna do is change our snap degree to a fourth, right click and add in points here, but right click and change them to a single curve. And now we're gonna draw in these kind of convex curvatures and cut out the volume right at the tail end of each beat. And you can shape it manually how you like. If it's too much, you can always pull back your volume mix level so it doesn't affect the volume too much. And also keep in mind the groove, so you can pull up your attack so it fits the groove of the track. And that will add a little more movement. You can always pull it back. Let's switch out the sound just to see what different sounds sound like. Now the reason I'm doing the sound source last is because you can't mentally think of what it's going to sound like from the original. Here's the original sound. Oops, let's pull this down. You're not going to think that that's going to turn into this. Your brain just doesn't think like that. So that's why I do the sound source first, get a general idea, and then I go back and change it. Oh, definitely not that one. Cool. This sounds haunted. I like that one because it sounds the most haunted to me. Almost like an organ. This would be dope. I like that. Okay, so let's do those two. Let's clone this. Let's have one do the mute and then one be the main kind of guitar, haunted guitar sound. That's actually a dope combo. So what we'll do is introduce the song with the mute and then go into the, this will be like the downbeat, the down energy. Then we'll move into the other guitar. Okay, so let's find some drums. Do some Metro drums. I forgot we had these. You're gonna get these project files, so don't worry about it. Okay, so real quick, let me route the drums to the mixer. I'll move a little bit faster through the drums just because we have a whole course called Beat Magic about how to do your drums and how to sound like the rhythms. We go over Latin rhythms, hip hop rhythms, the main rhythms. Okay, so this is in that course at busyworksbeats.com/beatmagic. Let's pull back the groove a little bit for the melody. It's a little too delayed. Let's pull it back using gross beat attack time. And I think how else did we delay this? I forget how we did it before. One of these tremulator. Let's pull back our feel. And let's also adjust the volume. So it's a little bit tighter on that 2 and 4 count. Now the hi-hat, we're going to rely on that to keep the track feeling like it's moving forward. So let's right click. Actually, before we right click on the hi-hat pattern, just click somewhere to the right so it just has a note. Right click, fill each 2 steps. I like to start here and then work in the hi-hats over time. Okay, let's clone this and then make a hi-hat roll. So boom, boom, brr. So I'm right clicking, go to piano roll, 1, 2, and let's go to playlist mode, go to song. Song mode. I highlight this, hit control left click, highlight, go back to your pattern. And now I want to right click, go to piano roll. So I want to roll right here. So I'm going to drag that note out, hit Alt A, and change your time multiplier. And I want another roll right here, just to change them up from the first one. Now some people like to add a secondary hi-hat section, like changing it to triplets, for example. Almost like it's a different percussion instrument. This hi-hat has a little gap in it, but for your hi-hats that don't, you want to go to your wrench tool, turn up your time offset, or your time shift, until your hi-hats fit into the groove of your song. I'm going to change up the melody so it's not the same kind of vibe all the way through. And let's go to pattern 1. I want it to change up like and let's clone that so that the top line changes. Sometimes move, like if it's too trapped, right now it needs to be it needs to move faster. So that means these need to move faster. And here's where it gets a little chaotic if you're using all this modulation. And now it feels more upbeat because it's moving more. That's with it all the way up. Let's pull it back a little bit. Let's switch the key. Let's hit shift down. That's the wrong pattern, I think. Yeah, let's hit shift down. Also, I think we have too many kicks. let me kind of untangle it. So you can see we're getting into the nuance here. I'm going to take off halftime just so I can hear. I think the tremolo's just getting, it's too much movement. You can see we have that movement back with the growth speed. So tremolo added to growth speed is like OD. There we go. I like it without halftime now. That's because we changed our sound. So you can see how many, once you change one thing, the other stuff wants to change as well. Now I think we went down a key or a semitone. So what I'll do is I'll group all these sounds, hit Control G so that they're on one. Now I think they fixed it to where it's not one, unless just because it's two instruments. Anyway, hit Shift down. You got to go into each piano roll, or you could just go to the pattern actually. So let me show you a quicker way than what I just did. You can group these tracks to Control G, and then this is on pattern too. So what you do is right click, transpose, and type in -1, and that will pull everything down one note. Let's bring in that 808. We might not do an 808, we might do a sub bass without 808. So we need like a sound effect to kind of roll into it. So I'm trying to think what sound effect we could use. Let's go to busyworksbeats.com, and the Ultimate Producer Bundle, we have some sound effects. And let's do this one. Load that into a sampler. To load up a sampler, I wish they, oh, here we go. Let's just add sampler. And let's go back to Ultimate Producer Bundle, sound effects. This might actually work better if we do this noise, because it has a little bit more of a random texture to it. Anyway, we'll go to the volume tab, the envelope tab, turn on your filter. Just so it sounds like dust or something. And what we want to do is drag this into the playlist. Ah, that's the thing. We need to drag it into the playlist. Okay, so regardless of the last steps I did, what I was trying to avoid is the sampler function. I was trying to access that, but you can't do it with an audio clip. There's no sampler, there's no filter inside it. So anyway, send it to mixer track 8, and let's load up an EQ and just cut out the highs. We want this to be kind of a muffled noise. And then we're going to zoom in. I want to see what this sounds like. It might sound cool, it might not. Go to your stretch mode for audio clips and stretch, and hit Alt, left click, and drag it out. So now I'm dragging that noise sample to fill in this last bar here. And we'll see what it sounds like dragged out like this. It may sound whack, it may sound cool, you don't know. Sounds kind of dope. Let's see what happens if we go to stretch mode. Kind of like it. We'll try both. Right click the channel volume, go to create automation clip, and pull down your initial volume. Right click a point, right click another point, and create that concave curvature by just left clicking that node. Yeah, I like that. It sounds cool. Kick needs a little EQ. Let's boost it up around like 60 hertz. Thing is, when you boost it, it goes to the master and it's clipping, because I'm putting the EQ after the soft clipper. Let's actually put it before. Trying to think, yeah, before. This is a short kick, so it doesn't have that much body to it. Let's go back to Metro's kick, because did we load an 808? I don't think we picked an 808, so let's go back and load up an 808. Let's use OG 808. Open that up. So thumbs up the video if you're liking this series so far. Let me know how I'm doing. So you can see this is a clipping 808. If you normalize it, it will show the original waveform. So we're going to run this. I don't think we need to. Okay, we don't need a soft clipper on this one. So I'm not going to perfectly tune the 808. We're going by ear. I'll just know if I'm out of key or not. So you don't want to get locked into what note the 808's playing unless you perfectly tune it. We can get into tuning, but if you want to learn more about tuning, type in tuning BusyWorks Beats on YouTube. It'll pull up a whole video. Because every 808's not tuned to middle C. So sometimes you'll be playing the wrong notes, but it sounds right. And that's because they're tuned differently. So I like to program my 808 sometimes in a higher octave so I can hear the tone, and then pull it back down later. So I'm treating my 808 almost like a counter rhythm for my kick. Counter rhythm in this case would be, if the kick's going boom, 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 boom. I want the counter rhythm to kind of be the boom, 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 all the filled in between space. See how the 808 has a short tail when you play the higher notes because it plays faster. When you lower it down an octave, it sounds longer. And the goal is we want to shorten it to sound just like this higher octave. Down an octave. And let's go back to the 808. Let's fade this out a little bit so it's shorter. For the second half, let's make this unique. Just change up the 808 pattern so it's not the same thing. Another thing people don't do is add in mutes and pauses. So what I'm going to do here is take out the drums for the last beat. Let's go to Snap the Grid beat and just take it out for the last two beats. Okay, then we need to bring the energy back down a bit, but not destroy the energy. I was like, wait, how did we get here? Wait, let me see what that sounds like. Because we switched key, so we went from a lower key to a higher key. It might sound cool, but I meant to switch it to the plucked guitar, the muted guitar. So since we made that happy accident, let's see what it sounds like. Even with the 808 playing the same notes, there was only like one note that could sound out of key, but it didn't distract too much. So we can even keep the same 808. In this case, that's kind of taking it away. So what you could do is just halftime it at this point to make it sound different. So what I'll do is right click, create an automation clip for halftime, and I had mine at 27%. So let's see what that sounds like. So we're gonna add it in, turn it on at this point, and then you can mess with the mix level inside the halftime. cool thing you could do is right click. So I like mine at 100%, but you can turn it on and you can use this as the mix level. So I Control G group these drums because I want to take out all the kick drums here. I don't want it to have a kick. I just want the 808 to play. Hit Control X to get rid of the kick. And again, change ups are your best friends. So we're going to make this unique and take out the double hit of the 808. And this would be a cool spot. I didn't think about it, but I think Nexus has a crow sound we could use that would match. I didn't think I should have downloaded some like desert sounds or something. Let's see if we have a desert sound in here. I doubt they would name it desert. PD. Yeah, these are probably presets. Yeah, so I mean, without the exact preset, I'm going to go to the Hollywood, or excuse me, Halloween. Why did I say Hollywood? Halloween, and there's a crow. I said it. What did I say? Hawk. Anyway, there's a crow sound in here that might remind people of the desert. So let's just add that in. So 1, 2, bam. And let's add that through. Let's run it through some delays. We might as well use Nexus to save resources. And let's have it bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Added delay modulation just to switch it up. That reverb. I don't like that. A little slow. There we go. I don't think we need that much reverb either. Let's just add this crow sound. I said hawk before. Let's add this crow sound in. So right now the 808 is taking up a lot of room. So I'll just quickly mix the beat a little bit, not too much. And I may go back and add vocals separately. Now that I've introduced harmonics, you can hear the notes of the bass, so now you have to be more accurate. I'm probably going to pull back the distortion, but I'm just arranging it. And again, I'll go back and add vocals when I have time. Alright, so that wraps it up. Again, I'll try and add a vocal to this and kind of extend it. If you want these project files for free, just click that link below. And we're going to continue the artist series right here at busyworksbeats.com/beatmagic. You can learn a lot more about music production and how to make the style of beats and the rhythms and all that type of stuff. I'll leave a link to Beatmagic below. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/beatmagic to learn a lot more.
She don't wanna change. She been swapping notches like a bath. Number one, but it been a pal. Number one, playboy, that's what I came for. Jumping out, demons in the cold. I just want love, but all she want is gold. Hopping out, demons in the past.
So that is it. Thank you for watching today. It's BusyWorksBeats.com. Again, you'll get these project files for free with the link below. It's BusyWorksBeats.com.